You've been told that cinema was born in the 1890s, but that is a lie by over 30,000 years. Deep inside limestone caves, prehistoric hunters were already using flickering torchlight to turn static charcoal sketches into fluid high-speed animation. They didn't just paint animals, they engineered the world's first motion pictures. The official history books credit Victorian inventors with figuring out how to play life back, frame by frame. But the first artists to master the illusion of movement weren't working in fancy studios. They were working underground. This is the forgotten history of how our Stone Age ancestors invented the core principles of Hollywood animation. Thousands of years before the first camera was ever built. They didn't have cameras, but some researchers believe they understood the principles of animation in a way that is uncannily similar to techniques we use today. This is the story of that forgotten chapter, and how our Stone Age ancestors may have invented the world's first motion pictures. Our journey starts in the Chauvet Cave in southern France, a time capsule sealed off from the world for thousands of years. The art discovered here isn't just old, it's a staggering 32,000 to 36,000 years old. When you step into this underground world, you're met with a breathtaking panorama of Ice Age life. Herds of horses, charging rhinos, and prides of lions, all drawn with a startling sense of realism. But if you look closer, some of these animals seem off, almost like a mistake. You might see a bison with 8 legs, or a woolly rhino with a stack of horns. For decades, these were often dismissed as artistic blunders, or maybe a crude way of showing a whole herd. But a compelling hypothesis, championed by French archaeologist and filmmaker Marc Azima, offers a completely different explanation. What if they aren't errors? What if they are instructions? What if they're the world's first keyframes? Azima has spent over 20 years investigating how Paleolithic artists created what he calls graphic narration. He argues that layering limbs and heads on top of each other was a deliberate technique to show an animal in motion. That bison with 8 legs isn't some mythical beast. It might be 2 moments in time captured in a single image. The bison, with its legs extended and then contracted. Those multiple outlines of a rhino's horn aren't a mistake, but a depiction of the animal tossing its head. Across more than a dozen caves in France, Azima has identified over 50 animal figures that seem to use this method to show running, head tossing, or tail swishing. This is the fundamental principle of animation, breaking a movement down into a series of still images. Long before Disney animators perfected their craft, it's possible that Stone Age artists were capturing the essence of animal movement by superimposing one drawing over another. Of course, static images are only half of the equation. A keyframe is useless without a way to play it back. The prehistoric projector wasn't a machine. It was fire. Inside the pitch-black, silent caves, the only light came from torches or stone lamps, burning animal fat. And firelight isn't steady. It flickers. It dances. Now, imagine moving a flickering torch across one of these multi-limbed paintings. As the light moves, different parts of the drawing are lit up in quick succession. Your brain, thanks to a phenomenon called persistence of vision, stitches these fleeting images together. Suddenly, the 8 legs of the bison might blur into 4 galloping limbs. The layered horns of the rhino could merge into a single thrashing head. The animal on the wall starts to move. Caves like Lascaux, dated to around 17,000 years ago, offer more clues. Archaeologists have found numerous stone lamps there. The very architecture of some caves with their undulating, three-dimensional walls, seems to amplify the play of light and shadow. Moving a smoky, sputtering torch along these uneven surfaces could create a natural strobe effect. While we can never be certain of the exact intent, experimental archaeology shows that this proto-cinema effect is undeniably powerful. Recreations using replica lamps in 3D models of the caves confirm that the flickering light can activate the art, transforming a gallery of static paintings into a dynamic, moving spectacle. It may have been a show, a performance that captivated its audience in the darkness. But before I reveal the most terrifying piece of physical evidence ever found, I have a challenge for you. Look at the ancient storyboard again. Aside from the animals, archaeologists found a recurring, mysterious geometric symbol carved into the stone, one that appears in almost every animated cave in Europe. What do you think this symbol represented? A. A map of the stars. B. A clapperboard for the story. C. A ritualistic trap designed to capture the animal spirit. Go down to the description right now to find the quiz link and see if your theory matches the data. I'll reveal the shocking answer in exactly 5 seconds. If you guessed C, you're thinking like a Paleolithic hunter. Most experts believe these symbols were spirit traps, markers used to anchor the animation to the physical world. The innovation might not have stopped at the cave walls. It seems Paleolithic artists also created portable animations. At Laugerie-Basse in France, archaeologists found a small circular bone disc, dating back as far as 21,000 years. For a long time, objects like this were just cataloged as buttons or pendants. But this one is special. On one side, there's a drawing of a standing doe, or chamois. On the other, the same animal is shown lying down. Researchers Marc Azéma and Florent Rivière propose a fascinating theory. What if this wasn't just decoration? What if it was a toy based on persistence of vision? The disc has a small hole in the center. By threading a string through it and spinning the disc rapidly, the two images merge in your eye. You wouldn't see two separate drawings, you'd see a single, fluid animation of the animal getting up and lying back down. This simple device is a thaumatrope, literally a wonder-turner. What's astonishing is that the thaumatrope was thought to have been invented in 1825, a popular Victorian parlor toy. These Paleolithic discs suggest the concept could be thousands of years older. While this interpretation is still a hypothesis, the hole could have just been for hanging it. The evidence is incredibly compelling, and similar discs have been found in other locations. It's pretty mind-blowing to think that the roots of filmmaking, something we see as so modern, might trace back to the firelit world of our most distant ancestors. If you think this hidden history is as cool as I do, and you want to uncover more stories that challenge what we think we know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue this journey into the past. So, why did they do it? Why would our ancestors go to such incredible lengths deep inside the earth to create these moving pictures? The paintings weren't just for decoration. Many are found in the most remote, acoustically resonant parts of the caves, which suggests they were used for rituals or ceremonies. The prominent prehistorian Jean Clotes, one of the first scientists to study Chauvet, believes these caves were essentially theaters for a show. He argues the combination of darkness, echoing sound, and flickering, moving images would have created a powerful, immersive experience, binding the community together through shared stories. And the narratives seem to be right there on the walls. At Chauvet, a 10-meter-long panel appears to show a dramatic hunt. It starts with lions stalking their prey. Further along, a pride of 16 lions lunges toward a herd of fleeing bison. This isn't just a collection of animal portraits. It could be interpreted as a storyboard. It's a sequence of events, a story told through images. By linking these animated figures into a narrative, Paleolithic artists may have been passing down knowledge, culture, and mythology. They might have been using this early form of cinema for the same reason we do, to tell stories. The dream of capturing life in motion wasn't born in a laboratory. It was born in the dark, with an artist and a flickering flame. It is a testament to the fact that humans have always been a storytelling species, driven to bring our imaginations into the physical world. But the suppression of history didn't stop in the Stone Age. We've seen how ancient secrets were buried in the dark. Now, see how a single modern catastrophe was used to wipe an entire city's dark past off the map. If you think 30,000-year-old animation is shocking, you aren't ready for what they found in the ashes of the Great Chicago Fire. Click the video on your screen right now to see how one fire exposed Chicago's most dangerous secret. I'll see you over there.